Hari, good evening, all. Hari. So, Buddha, what I was telling is, Hari, what I was telling is, the thing that you need to understand is, right? So, uh, I like the people who do not have the paper with you. Mukada, right? So, Buddha, when you are going to write down the paper, right? When you are going to write down the paper, at some points you might get stuck. Hari. And at some points you might get stuck. ඔයාලව හිර වෙනවා. හරිද? එතකොට වෙන වැඩේ තමයි you guys are going to think about the paper. අටේ මට මේක බෑනේ. නේද? අටේ මට මේක බෑ. මට මතකයි ඒත් මතක නෑ. හරිද? අර මොකක් හරි සින්දුවකුත් තියෙනවා නේද? මතකයි ඒත් මතක නෑ මොකක් හරි සිද්ධියක්. හරිද? එතකොට ඔයා කල්පනා කරනවා අඩේ මම කොහොමද ගිහිල්ලා එක්සෑම් එකේ ලියන්නේ? right? How am I going to face the exam? right? එතකොට ඔයාගේ confident එක බහිනවා. හරිද? So පුතා, right? I think it would be great if you do not have the paper with you. I mean, print out. කමක් නැහැ, print out එක තිබ්බත් කමක් නැහැ, හරිද? But if you do not try to write down the paper, it is okay. ඒක හොඳයි. Why is that? ඇයි ඒ? Now I am going to discuss the paper. I am going to discuss the paper. So පුතා, then you know how am I going to do this question? How am I going to do this question? මම කොහොමද මේක කරන්නේ? මම කොහොමද මේක කරන්නේ? මේකනේ මෙතන කරන්න තිබිලා තියෙන්නේ. So this method needs to be used. මම මේක ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙනවනේ. මට මතක නැති වෙලා තිබිලා තියෙන දැන් හරි. After the discussion, right? You can try yourself, right? By not looking at the paper discussion that you are writing, right? You can write down or you can do the paper alone. හරිද? Now normally you will get like 2 hours for your paper. After the discussion, you know each and every point how to do the question. හරිද? So now Buddha, you can do that same paper like in 1.5 hours. කොහොමද ඒක? එතකොට ඔයා කල්පනා කරනවා මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ කොහොමද කරේ? මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ කොහොමද කරේ? මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ සර් කිව්වේ මෙහෙම. එතකොට මමත් ඒ විදිහට තමයි කරන්න ඕනේ. බලන්නේ අර ලියපු උත්තර ටික බලා ගන්න නැහැ. But you try yourself, right? Without looking the answers. Answers දිහා බලනකොට ඔයා තනියම try කරනවා. මේක මෙහෙමනේ කරේ. මේක මේ විදිහට හදන්නේ. ඒතර පට ගාලා හදා යනවා පේපර් එක. පැය දෙකක් තියලා හදන්න. ඔයා පැය එකමාරෙන් පේපර් එක ඉවර කරනවා. ඇයි? ඔයාගේ ඔළුව දන්නවා මේ ගාන හදන්න ඕනේ මෙහෙම තමයි කියලා. එතකොට සුපිරි. හරිද? ඒතර ගේමක් නැහැ. හරි? But it would be better if you can try alone, නා. හැබැයි තනියම තමයි ඒක කරන්න ඕනේ. Right? After the discussion, you can do it by yourself. Then when I upload the next paper, you can download it and give it a try. But if you cannot remember, it is okay because we are discussing it, right? Don't worry about that. Okay, Budhi. So let's go to the paper discussion. මම හිතනවා කට්ටිය අපි join වෙන්නේ නැති කියලා. හරි? කමන්න නැහැ පුතේ. සිතුමිනි. It's okay. හරිද? Right? After the discussion, right? This මම දෙන discussion එක ලියා ගන්න. Then පුතේ you can do it later. ඔයාට පස්සේ කරන්න පුළුවන්. Doesn't matter, right? Right. Okay, පුතේ මේ so I am going to discuss the first paper that we have. Sorry, this is the second paper. I did one paper like 2 weeks ago or something, right? 2 weeks ago again we did the paper. Right. One thing. අම්මලා තාත්තලා පිටිපස්සේ background එකේ ඉන්නා මේක අහගන්න. When you are coming to the grade 9 class in 2026, හරිද? In 2026, so I will begin the classes around like second week of December, right? Second week of December, right පුතේ? So මට ඕගොල්ලන්ගේ mics ටික හැදිලා තියෙන්න ඕනේ. මම ප්‍රශ්න අහනකොට පොයින්ට් අවුට් කරලා ප්‍රශ්න අහනකොට ඕගොල්ලෝ පුතේ උත්තර දෙන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ. මම සැර කරන්නේ ඒවා මුකුත් කරන්නේ නැහැ. හරිද? සැර කරන්නේ මුකුත් කරන්නේ නැහැ. හරිද? හැබැයි ඔයාගේ මයික් එක ඔන් කරලා කතා කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ. හරිද? එතකොට තමයි අර මම උගන්වන එක ඔයාලට තේරුණාද කියලා බලන්න පුළුවන්. හරිද? එතකොට පුතේ අනිවාර්යෙන් ඕගොල්ලෝ එනකොට grade 2026 වල හරිද? මෙතන අලුත් පුතාලක් ඉන්නවා, පරණ අපේ පුතාලක් ඉන්නවා. පුතේ මාව ඇහිනවා. හරි පුතේ මාව පේනවද නේද? ලයිට් ගිහිල්ලා ආවා හරි. ලයිට් ගිහින් ආවා. මේ ලංකාවනේ පොඩ්ඩක් එහා මෙහා වෙනවයි. හරි. ඔය දන්නේ නැද්ද? අර මහින්ද කියන්නේ මිස්ටර් මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ දාණ්ඩුම් වෙනවා කියන්නේ. හරි. Okay පුතේ. Now I am going to start the discussion. හරි. ලයිට් ගිහිල්ලා ආවා. Right? පුතේ suddenly we can have that kind of situations, right? May right. There might be some power cuts. Power cut තිබ්බොත් ඕගොල්ලෝ ඔහොම ඉන්න, right? ඕගොල්ලෝ ඔහොම ඉන්න, right? Don't leave. Once the current is back, I will tell you, right? Right now we have the current, right? Right now we have the current. Are then right? Okay, guys. So I am going to discuss the paper now. Are okay. First question name. Simplify 2 divided by 2 upon 3. Right? So what is that? हम කන්නාඩි දෙක දාගන්න. හරි. ඒක තාම වෙල්ලා නැහැ. හරි. හරි පුතේ. So first one, simplify 2 divided by 2 upon 3. So Buddha, how you are going to do that? Hurry. So how you are going to do it? Right. This is paper number 2. Right. Third term. Right. Paper number 2, third term, and we are going to discuss the part 1. Part 1, question number 1. You have to simplify 2 divided by 2 upon 3. 2 divided by 2 upon 3. So, Buddha, how we are going to do that? Right? Do you have any idea how you are going to do this question? Right? So, Buddha, here you have what in the middle? Division. Ne? So, what you are going to do next? ඊළඟට මොකද්ද කරන්නේ? Now think. මොකද්ද කරන්නේ? Right? How can I do this? Right? Try to think. Right? Here you have a division. And you are going to convert that division into what? Huh?
Multiplication.
Super. Multiplication. So Buddha, here you have number 2. And here you have division. Here you have division mark. And you are going to convert this division mark into multiplication. Right? When you are converting a division mark into a multiplication, right? What happens to the other side number or the other side fraction? What happens to the other side fraction? So now you are going to take the reciprocal of your right hand side number or the fraction. So what is called reciprocal? Right. This is your fraction. Now this is your normal fraction and you are going to take the reciprocal of this. Reciprocal. What is the meaning of reciprocal? If you want to obtain the reciprocal of this, you are going to change upside down. හරි අනිත් පැත්ත හරවනවා. You are going to change upside down පුතේ. හරිද? ඒ කියන්නේ you are going to change the numerator and the denominator, right? You are going to change upside down of your numerator and the denominator. So Buddha, in this fraction you have 2 in the numerator, 3 in the denominator. 2 in the numerator, 3 in the denominator. So when you are writing down the reciprocal, right? When you are writing down the reciprocal of this 3 goes to the numerator, this 2 goes to the denominator. Right? So Buddha, it is this. Reciprocal of this one. 3 goes to the numerator, 2 goes to the denominator. Now, can anyone say, this is my number, and what is the reciprocal of this 10? What is the reciprocal of this 10? Can anyone say? Onna වැඩි.
1/10.
Yes, super. Rushen kare? Yes, Rushen. So 1/10. හරිද? So how we are going to get that to the කොහොමද ගන්න? So here you have 10. හරිද? Now there is a number that you cannot see, right? In the denominator of this number. Can you remember that? Right? 10 divided by 1. Can you write it like this? Can you write number 10 like this? Now, Buddha, still I am discussing the first question. Nah? Still I am discussing the first question. හරිද? මම right? හැම දෙයක්ම ඕගොල්ලන්ට වටේ තියෙන ඔක්කොම එකතු කරලා තමයි කියලා දෙන්නේ. හරි? එක පේපර් එකක් සාකච්ඡා කරාම මේක like පේපර් 3ක් විතර. හරිද? මම පේපර් 3ක් විතර සාකච්ඡා කරා වෙනවා එක පේපර්. හරිද? Because guys, I can give you the direct answer for this. But that is not how you are going to discuss a paper. හරිද? එහෙම නෙමෙයි පුතේ පේපර් එකක් ඩිස්කස් කරනවා කියන්නේ. ඔයා මේ ප්‍රශ්නෙක එන්න පුළුවන් අනිත් හැම දෙයක්ම මේ ප්‍රශ්නෙට මම දාන්න ඕනේ. හරිද? එතකොට ඔයාට ඔක්කොම right වටපිටාව මතක් වෙනවා. Now මට මේකේ උත්තරේ ඩක් ගාලා ගත්තා හැකි මේ බෙදීම right. So you are going to convert this division into multiplication and you have to get the reciprocal of this 2/3, right? Then you have to simplify. Done. උත්තරේ ගත්තා හැකි. මේවා කියලා දෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. But Pude, it would be very good to have these things. So Buddha, when I am discussing, ඔයා පොඩි note එකක් දාගන්න. පොඩි short note එකක් දාගන්න. Reciprocal of this මේක. Reciprocal of this kind of a number like this. හරිද? මේක ගන්නෙ මෙහෙම. Right? So on and so forth. So Buddha, this is number 10, right? You can write number 10 like this, right? Numerator is number 10. But denominator, there is a number always. That is number 1. Right? 10 divided by 1 equals 10. You know that? 10 divided by 1 equals 10. Super. Hari. Enam Buddha, how you are going to get the reciprocal of this? Right? As Rushenka said, right? As Rushenka said, denominator goes to the numerator, numerator goes to the denominator. 1/10. Hari. Now another example, right? This is example number 1, example number 2. These are extra things, extra things. Okay. So I will say something like this. Now you have 1/3. 1/3. What is the reciprocal of this? What is the reciprocal of this? And then now you know. What is the reciprocal of 1/3?
3/1.
Yeah, 3/1. 3/1. But are you going to write down this one? 3 divided by 1? When you are getting the reciprocal of this 1/3?
No.
No. When you are counting numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blah, 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 blah. are you going to write 1 upon 1, 2 upon 1, 3 upon 1, 4 upon 1? No, you are going to know. Right? You are not going to do that. මෙහෙම ලියන්නේ නැහැ. Right, පුතේ? Right? So we should know that, right? Already we have divide by 1 like this. මෙන්න මෙහෙම එකක් තියෙනවා කියලා you should know. Keep that in your mind. හරිද? Keep that in your mind. Okay. But this is your reciprocal 3 upon 1 නේ. But you need to keep your answer like this. මෙන්න මෙහෙම. 3. One of these can be in your exam paper. Right? One of these can be in your exam paper. Right? Right? Okay. Now, all right. So, these are for your knowledge, right? Extra knowledge. But keep this in your mind. Sometimes they might ask what is the reciprocal of 1 upon 3. Sometimes they might ask what is the reciprocal of 10, right? What is the reciprocal number of 12, so on and so forth. Okay, now. It would be better if you can write. It would be better if you can write. හරි. උපැස්සිවල හම්බුණා. කන්නඩි දෙක ආවා. හරි. මං හිතන්නේ දැන් මට ඕගොල්ලන්ගේ තීට වැඩිය ලස්සනට පේනවා. මාවත් පේනවා ඇති. හරි. හරි. Right. So now here you have 2 upon 3 ne. Here you have 2 upon 3 ne. You are going to get the reciprocal of this because you are going to convert this division into a multiplication. Hare? Take the reciprocal of this. It will give you 3 upon 2. Very nicely. Right? Numerator you have 2. Denominator you have 2. That means 2 divided by 2. You can simplify. 2 times 1. 2 times 1. Equal mark. 1 times 3 divided by 1. 3. Right? 1 times 3. 3. Right? 3 divided by 1. 3. Right? So your answer should be 3. So that is your first question. Right. So what is the ninth term of the number pattern? Right? So there is a number pattern. Right? This is my second question. Right? This is my second question. My number pattern is 2, 4, 6, 8, blah blah blah. Right? Now it's continue like this. Now, can you identify what is the number pattern? 2, 4, 6, 8. Are you familiar with this number pattern? Familiar? Do you know this? Okay. 2 times 1, 2. 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 3, 6. 2 times 4, 8. What is that? Multiplication of 2's ne? Multiples of 2. Right? Multiplication table of 2. Alright. So, Buddha, you can write down the general term of this number pattern. You can write down the general term of this number pattern. You need to super excellent, right? So you need to remember that. Correct? So you can write down the general term of this number pattern like 2n. Right? N means what? 2 times 1, 2. Right? 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 3, 6. Right? Then n varies. N varies. So look at the. So 2 times 1. This is the first term. This is the first term. Right? So this is the second term. This is the third term. Alright. So that's alright. So Buddha, 2 is your first term. You can obtain that 2 times 1, right? 2 times 1. 4 is your second term, right? You can obtain that 2 times 2. 6 is your third term, right? Now you need to understand the pattern. 2 times 3, right? So this is the term 1, term 2, term 3, right? Term 4. Term 4 is 8. Term 4 is 8. So you can obtain the term 4 by multiplying the number 2 by 4. Okay? So the term 1 multiplied by 2, this. Term 2 multiplied by this, 4. Term 3 multiplied by this, term 3. Term 4 multiplied by this, that is 2. Term 4, your term 4 is number 8. So Buddha, you can obtain your general term Tn, right? Tn, how you are going to obtain? Here you have 2, right? You have to substitute the terms number, right? Number of the, sorry, you have to substitute the terms number, right? So the Tn can be obtained by, right, using 2 times n. 2 times n. So the general term of the above number pattern is, right, general term of the above number pattern can be written down as 2n. So Buddha, you need to remember this one. මේක ඔයාලා මතක තියාගන්න ඕනේ. හරිද? මේක මතක තියාගන්න. This is multiples of 2 නේ. So in multiples of 2, the general term is 2n. Then multiples of 3, the general term is 3 times n. Multiples of 4, 4 times n, right? Multiples of 5, 5 times n. Right. So for this n, you are going to substitute 1, right? So 2 times 1, you get the first term. You are going to substitute 3. You are going to substitute 3 instead of this n. 2 times 3, you will get 6. That is the third term, right? If you want the fourth term of the number pattern, what you have to do? If you want the fourth term of the number pattern, right? Instead of n, you are going to substitute 4. 2 times 4, 8. 2 times 4, 8. If you want the 10th term, if you want to obtain the 10th term of the number pattern, instead of n, you are going to substitute 10. 2 times 10, 2 times 10, 20, right? But in the question paper, what they are asking, what is the ninth term? What is the ninth term of the number pattern 2468, right? So Buddha, right? So this is the general term, right? Substitute. If you want to obtain the ninth term, you are going to substitute n equals 9, right? So they are asking what is the ninth term. So you are going to substitute n equals 9 to this term, to your general term. Substitute n equals 9. So Buddha, you can obtain ninth term as ninth term equals 2 times, instead of n, you are going to substitute 9. 2 times 9, 80. 2 times 9, 80. ඔන්න ඕම තමයි ගන්න. හරිද? right. උදේ මේ මම පේපර් එක ඩිස්කස් කරන ගම්ම හරිද? ඔයගොල්ලෝ හොඳට බලන් ඉන්න. මම සැරෙන් සැරේ ප්‍රශ්න අහනවා. එතකොට දන්න පුතාලා දුවලා ඒවට උත්තර දෙන්න. හරිද? එතකොට සමහරට ඔයා අලුත් පුතෙක් දුවෙන්න සමහරට මම කරන පැටර්න් එක චුට්ටක් වෙලා යනවා ඔයාලට අහුවෙන්න. හරිද? because you are new guys නේ. ඔයාලා අලුත් නේ පුතේ. හරිද? දැන් අම්මලා සමහරට බෑග්ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එකේ ඇති. එතකොට අම්මලාත් අහගන්න පොඩ්ඩක්. මේ මම කියලා දෙන පැටර්න් එක ඔයාලට නිකන් ඇඟට යන්න පුතේ තව චුට්ට වෙලාවක් යනවා. හරිද? චුට්ට වෙලාවක් යයි. හරිද? මාත් එක්ක familiarize වුණාම you guys can get this. ඔයාලට මේක ගන්න පුළුවන් පුතේ. හරිද? ඔයාලා පුළුවන් තරම් මාත් එක්ක familiarize වෙන්න බලන්න. හරිද? එතකොට මම ප්‍රශ්න අහනකොට ඔයාලා උත්තර දෙන්න බලන්න. හරිද? මයික් එක ඔන් කරලා උත්තර දෙන්න බලන්න. මොකද අවුලක් නැහැනේ මම ගහන්නේ කරන්නේ නැහැ. හරිද? මට ගහන්නත් බෑනේ. හරි ගෙදර ඇවිල්ලා තමයි ගහන්නේ. හරි? ඒකින්ද මම ප්‍රශ්න අහනකොට උත්තර දෙන්න බැරි වුණත් හිතන්න. මොකද්ද උත්තරේ? What is the answer? මයික් එක ඔන් කරලා කිව්වේ නැතත් හරිද? Try to think what would be the answer, right? Like that you have to build logic. ඔයගොල්ලෝ logically හිතන්න උදේ හරිද? නැත්තම් ඔයාලා පන්ති 10කට ගියත් වැඩක් නැහැ, right? සමහරලාට ඔයාලා physical class එකකටත් ගිහිල්ලා online class එකකටත් තව ගණන් හදන්න ඕනේ කියලා ගිහිල්ලා ඔයාලා ඒව හදයි. හරිද? ඔයාලා ඒව හදයි. ඒවට ඔයාලා ඇතුලෙන් මෝඩ වෙනවා. ඇයි? ඔයාලා තනියම වැඩ කරන්නේ නැහැනේ පුතේ. ඔයාලා තනියම වැඩ කරන්නේ නැහැ. හරිද? ඔයාලට තනියම වැඩ කරන්න කාලයක් නැහැ. You do not have any time, any free time to work alone, right? To do the self studies, you do not have enough time because you are wasting more time on the classes. හරිද? දැන් අපේ කාලේ එහෙම නැත්නම් ඔයාලගේ අම්මලාගේ කාලේ සමහරට අම්මලාගෙන් අහලා බලන්න. හරිද? ඒගොල්ලෝ සමහරට එක ක්ලාස් එකකට ගිහින් වෙන්න පුළුවන් ඔක්කොම කොට දාගන්න. මම කියන්නේ නැහැ මම ක්ලාස් එකට එන්න කියලා. හොඳ ක්ලාස් එකකට යන්න ඕන. ඔයාලට තේරෙන හොඳ ක්ලාස් එකකට යන්න ඕනේ. ගිහිල්ලා ඒක දෙන දේවල් පුතේ ඔයා ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කරන්න ඕනේ. You need to practice them. Otherwise you can't survive. ඔයාලට survive වෙන්න බෑ. ඔයා එන මැට් ටෙක් කියලා තමයි ඉන්නේ. හරිද? ඒකයි මම කියන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. Eventually you become a mat tech. හරිද? එන කියන්න විදියක් නැහැ. Eventually, right? If you do not build logic with yourself, හරිද? ඔයා තර්ක කරේ නැත්නම් ඔයත් එක්ක how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? Right? How am I going to find the solution for this question? හරිද? So you need to search until you get the answer. You have to do. You have to do the question until you get the answer, correct answer. Harida. So that is how you are going to build yourself. That is how you are going to increase your knowledge. Hari? Okay, right. Get back to the lesson. Right? Third one. Nice one. Right? Third question. So make a mechara liyanna onne. Right? You no need to write this much thing. Right? Only you have to write this. Menna mechara iwan. If you know the general term 2n, you have to just substitute 9 instead of n. You can get the 9th term. Done. You are right. Mechara. Make for your understanding. I have explained this. How you are going to obtain this. That is how you are going to think. What mataka naththam this one? General term. If you sometimes you might not remember what is the general term of this. In that kind of situation, you might build the general term. You might build the general term. Okay. Third term. Very superior. But you have the square root like this. And inside there, right, you have something like this. 2 to the power 2 multiplied by 3 to the power 2 times 10 to the power 2. Correct? Now think you do not know anything. You do not know anything. You know nothing about this. Forget all the things. Now focus on the board and try to understand what I am saying. So this is called the square root. Right? Inside that square root, inside this square root, we have 2 to the power 2. 2 to the power 2, 3 to the power 2, 10 to the power 2. Right? So, Buddha, in this kind of situation, what you can do? There are a few ways to do. Several vidhi keepak thiya. Right? There are several methods. So, Buddha, if you can remember the laws of indices, right? Or else indices lesson, what you are going to do, right? What you are going to do in this kind of situation. Right? So here you have the square root. Here you have the square root. Right? here you have to put the equal mark. Right? Here you have to put the equal mark. Right? Then you can separate this square root for this one, and this one. Right? You can separate the square root for this one, and this one. That is one method. Right? And what can you say about this power? What can you say about this power? 2 to the power 2, right? And 3 to the power 2, 10 to the power 2. So power 2 is a common for 2, 3 and 10 neither. Power 2 is common for 2, 3 and 10, right? Power 2 is common for 3, so 2, 3 and 10. So Buddha, I am going to write something like this. Because this power is common, power is common, right? So first method, 2 times 3 times 10. This power is common one. This is a common one. I am taking it out from the bracket. Like this. And still I have my square root. Still I have my square root. Hare. Now what is this? Right? Now I am going to give you an example. I am going to give you an example. Hare. So Buddha, now if you have something like this, I will say apple gedi, right? Apple gedia here. There is an apple, right? I am going to take the square term of this apple. Correct? I am going to take the square term of this apple. Apple to the power 2. And you are going to take the square root of this. Now what is the answer? What is the answer? Can anyone say? Right. So the trick that you are going to do is here. Now I have written down another one so that you can understand this perfectly. Right? So here you have 2 to the power 2 multiply by 3 to the power 2 multiply by 10 to the power 2 multiply by 100 to the power 2 multiply by 9 to the power 2 and blah blah blah. And they are telling you to take the square root of this. What is the square root meaning? Knife ne, katak ne, kapala danna, okkoma kapanda. Hare? Take this and cut it down. Hare? Me cut it down කියලා. Don't use your pen. Pen එකෙන් එපා. Take the pencil. Me cut it down. 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 Equal mark. So what is the remaining thing? Here you have 2 times. Here you have 3 times. Here you have 10 times. Here you have 100 times. Here you have 9. Very interesting. So you have to multiply all these numbers to get the answer. Right? Okay, there now, did you understand? Do you have any questions? Square, nice look. Vidusha, right? Yes, Sanuga, send me both answers. Super. Vidusha, I have given a square knife killer. Yes, square knife, right? So power 2 you can cut it. Right? Only the power 2. If you have only the power 2, you can cut it. Then this is the remaining thing. 2 times, 3 times, 10 times, blah, blah, blah. And you have to multiply this, then you can get the answer. And for our question, number 3, 2 times 3, 6, 6 times 10, 6 times 10, 60. So actually no need to write this one as well. Step you can skip this. This step is not necessary. Actually, you do not want to write that. If you know the way, directly you can get this. One step answer. So keep this thing in your mind. Right? Small tricks. Right? Square root of power 2. Here you have a power 2. and you have a square root. Cut them, right? Here, if and only if you have 2 power 2, you can cut down. නැතුව බෑ. හරි. Okay, buddy. Right. So part 3 is okay. හරි අලුතෙන් දැන් ආපුලා join වෙච්ච පුතාලා ඉන්නවනම් මම discuss කරාට පස්සේ after I discuss the paper try yourself, right, to do the paper. ඔයාලා try alone to do the paper. හරිද? Okay. Fourth one. So පුතා fourth one. Very interesting. The final lesson that we did, right, in our class. In a map drawn to scale 1 to 1000, right, the distance between 2 points A and B is 5 cm, right? It is a small length, neither small length. That should be small length. Normally, in a map, right, if you have 2 cities like point A and B, those should be very big. In actual world, but this is inside the map, small map. So the distance between 2 points is 5 centimeter. 5 centimeter small thing, right? So it should be the scale length. Scale length our left hand side. Left hand side, can you remember? We did it in the class, right? Scale length means our left hand side. Okay. Find the actual distance between, so it should be find the actual distance between the A and B, right? Not P to Q. Distance between A to B. Right? So now can you remember the thing that I discussed in the last week? When you have a ratio, how you are going to write that, right? So this is your 1 to 1000. This is 1 to 1000 thing. Now, if you have something like this, you know something important, right? The unit of this number 1 and the unit of this 1000 should be same. Unit of this number 1 and unit of this 1000 should be in same unit, right? Those two should be equal. Here we have given centimeter as the scale length. Where do we have the scale length? අපේ කොහෙද scale length එක තියෙන්නේ? In our left hand side or right hand side? කොහෙද තියෙන්නේ? Left එකේද right එකේ? Scale length. Go, tell me. Where?
Left.
Super, left. Where do we have the actual length? Left hand side or right hand side? Actual length?
The opposite of left.
Opposite of left. Why don't you say right? Alright. So in our left hand side, we have a scale. That means this. The scale length. In our right hand side, this number is the actual length to take. This is actual. So this is the easiest way that you need to understand to do this scale diagram questions. Scale actual, left, right. Okay. Now I can write this one like this. 1 centimeter arrowhead. How am I going to write this 1000? If I have centimeter unit as the unit of 1, right? Unit of the right hand side also should be centimeters. Yes, super. So 1 can be written down as 1 centimeter and arrow 10,000 can be written down as 1000 centimeters. Same unit. Make centimeter. Now I can convert this 1000 centimeters into meters. I can convert this 1000 centimeters into meters. How we are going to convert? Here you have centimeters. How we are going to convert centimeters into meters? Malli into ayya. How you are going to convert? Oh, the message. How the alug putekne? Alright. We have to divide it super. We have to divide it by 100. Alright. We have to divide this number by 100. So, Buddha, you need to remember something, right? 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. So, if you can remember this one, you can do this. 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. So, Buddha, if you want to convert this Malli into Ayya means meter, right? Malli convert into meter, right? Malli convert into Ayya, right? So 1000 needs to be divided by 100, right? So Buddha, by 1 centimeter, you are going to represent, by 1 centimeter, you are going to represent this much of meters, 0 to 0, cut, 0 to 0, cut. By using 1 centimeter, you are going to represent 10 meters, right? By using 1 centimeters, right, you are going to represent 10 meter of actual length, right? The scale length 1 centimeter, right? Scale length 1 centimeter, right? This 1 centimeter represent actual length of 10 meters. So Buddha, they are asking what is the actual distance of 5 centimeters? Here 1 centimeter, right? How you are going to take, how you are going to obtain 5 centimeters there?
Multiply by 5.
Yes, multiply by 5. So, Buddha, you have to multiply this 1 centimeter, right? This 1 centimeter by 5. So, if you multiply this by 5, you need to multiply this side by 5 too, right? 10 meter multiplied by 5, right? So, this will give you 5 centimeter. This will give you 50 meters. So, Buddha, your actual distance is equals 50 meters. හරි. So පුතා මේ මේක මෙච්චර මේ ලොකු ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෙමෙයි, right? Because I explained it step by step. If you have the correct practice, you can do this. Nothing. This might take like 1 minute, right? විනාඩියෙන් කරන්නේ, right? 1 to 10, 1 to 1000, right? That means 1 centimeter represent 1000 centimeters. Here I have 1000 centimeters, so I need to convert it into meters, so that I know I need to divide it by 100. Okay, so 1 centimeter represent 10 meters. So if 1 centimeter represent 10 meters, I need to calculate it for 5 centimeters, right? Here 1 centimeter, I need to multiply this by 5. 5 centimeter, then I need to multiply this side by 5 too, right? 5 also, right? It will give you 50 meter. Done. මෙච්චරයි. මේ ඊතල ගැහුවේ පුතේ මේවා හැම ගැහුවා ඔයාලට තේරුම් ගන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න. හරි. හරිද? Right. Okay. පුතේ මේ up to here, do you have any questions? මොනවා හරි ප්‍රශ්න? කියන්න පුතේ මොනවා හරි තියෙනවද ප්‍රශ්න? Okay. කාටවත් නැද්ද? හරි. So perfectly understood, right? හරි. හරි පුතේ හරි. Right. Okay සිතුක. හරි. Okay. Now let's move to the next one. හරි අපි ඊගාව එකට හරි නියමයි සුපිරි ගානක් තියෙන right number 5 right we have a picture we have a figure like this මේ we have a figure like this if done using the information given in the figure find x and y right? Using the information given in the figure find x and y right? Now Buddha, what you are going to do is right? So here you have something like this one. Right. So Buddha, how you are going to get the answer for this one කොහොමද මේක ගන්න හරි right right okay guys so this is how we are going to get the answer හරිද now first of all you are going to find the value of x and y right so and you are going to decide which letter should I found first මොන letter එකද මම කලින් හොයන්න ඕන either y or x right now if you take 1 to 2 seconds to analyze this question right if you take 1 to 2 seconds to analyze this question you can easily right figure it out what is to be found first පළවෙනියට මොකද්ද හොයන්න here you have y right but we do not have any figures or any clues any hints මොනවත් hints නෑ මෙතන හරිද එතකොට පුතා but when you see here this is a straight line and on that straight line you have two angles x and 30 what is that now what is that how we are going to find the value of x here you have x here you have 30 right those are angles on a straight line right okay now I have a straight line something like this I have some angles like this 1 2 3 but we have here 2 this is an example right if I get the summation of this angle 1 angle 2 and angle 3 what it would be equal in what is the summation of these three angles are equal to 180 so Buddha you can use this same theory to find x you can use this same theory to find x value so Buddha we are going to write x plus 30 angles on a straight line so the summation of x and 30 should be equal to 180 done you can write x plus 30 degrees equals 180 degrees right what easy if you can remember this theory this is done x plus 30 equals 180 you can find x neither now so how you are going to find the value of x there are two ways right? Now this is something like a balance this is something like a taradiyam this is something like a taradiyam here I have 180 of weight right 180 kilograms here I have x plus 30 kilograms right so what should be x here I have 30 right what should I add to that 30 to become 180 how much should I add to my 30 to become this side 180? That is the first way. ඒක තමයි පළවෙනි way. Can anyone say? What would be the answer?
150.
Yeah, 150. So that is the first way. That is how we are going to think පුතේ. එහෙම තමයි ඔයාලා හිතන්නේ. මේ පැත්තේ I have 30 and the other side I have 180. They should be balanced. But there is an unknown term as well. දන්නේ නැති එකකුත් තියෙනවා. X. Term X. So term X and 30 equals to this. 30. So 180 minus 30, 150. 150 plus 30, 180. So balance. Right? That is how we are going to make the logic to find that. එහෙම තමයි ඔයාලා logic එක build කරන්නේ මේක හොයන්න. But the mathematical way, how we are going to do that? Right? X plus 30. Right? Now this is 30. You need to find the value of x. You need to find the value of x. So you are going to remove this 30 from your left hand side. That means you are going to take this 30 to your right hand side of the equal mark. Right? To right hand side of the equal mark. How we are going to do that? So you are going to subtract 30 from both sides. Here you have positive 30. Here you have positive 30. You are going to do the opposite thing of this. If you want to remove that term, this is positive 30. Opposite thing is negative 30. So you have to do the negation, right? Adu karane to both sides. Negate 30, negate 30. You have to do the same thing for both sides of the equal mark. Right? So positive 30, negative 30, cancel out. So here you have x, 180 minus 30, 150. So the x is equal to 150. So we know now this. Make it done. And you know this is 90 degrees and this is 90 degrees of a quadrilateral. Alright? What can you say about the angle summation of the interior angles of a quadrilateral? What is the summation of the interior angles of a quadrilateral? Can anyone say?
360.
Super. 360. So this is a right angle 90 degrees. This is also a right angle 90 degrees. And we have found this one 150 and we have to find this y. So Buddha, we have to find the y. So I will write it first. Right? Y has to be found. Right? So I will write it first. Y plus 90 plus 150 equals 360 degrees. Very easy. Same thing like this. Right? Y plus 90 plus 90, 180. 180 plus 150. Right? 0, 0. 8 times 5, 30. Sorry, 8 plus 5, 30. 13. So 330. Right? So all of these values gives you 330 equals 360. So take this to the other side. Right? Here we have 330. Here we have 360. At once you can say, tell me what is the value of y? 330. How much is needed to complete 360 for this? 30. So your y is equal to 30 degrees. If you want, you can use this way. Right? Here we have 330. At the other side, we have 360. So what is the Madhibadu? Right? What is the number that you have to put here to fill this number 30. So this is it. This one and this. Right. Okay, on the method, please write here the summation of an interior angles of a quadrilateral is equal to 360. Right? Shall I write it? Here I have used the theory. This one. The summation. Or you can write the sum of the interior angles of a quadrilateral. And is 360 degrees. So this is the thing that we use here. මේවා පුතේ very important. හරිද මේ? ඕගොල්ලෝ grade 9 වලට යනකොට මේවා එහෙම දන්නේ නැතුව තමයි වැඩේ යනගන්නේ. ඔය basic things you should catch. හරිද? පට්ට basics. හරිද? මේවා පට්ට basic. මේවට කියනවා පට්ට basics කියලා. හරි? හරි පුතේ, right. So example number 6. Sorry, question number 6, right? When x equals 5, you have to find the value of this expression 5x minus 5. So Uda, you have to substitute x equals 5 to x. Right? So equal mark. I am going to substitute x equals 5 here. Right? In the numerator I have 5. Now if I substitute 5, this x, right, it replaces x 5, and here you have 5. Right? So Uda, 5 divided by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 1 minus 5. What is this? 1 minus 5. Two directed numbers. If you can remember, right, what we have done, how you are going to do this? Today, you are in grade 8, right? Grade 10, 11 akkala iyala, 9, 10, 11 akkala iyala, right? Actually, they do not know. Some of them still do not know how to simplify this. මේක කරන්න හැටි දන්නේ නැහැ. හරිද? ඒක ඔයාලගේ වරදක් නෙමෙයි පුතේ. හරිද? ඒක කියලා දීපු එක්කෙනා හරියට කියලා දීලා නැහැ. හරිද? So don't worry, you have enough time to catch them. හරි? Single thing. Now think, right, the steps that I am telling. Now think the steps that I am repeating. මම කියන steps ටික දාන්න logically හිතන්න. What is the sign of this? Positive. What is the sign of 1? Positive. What is the sign of 5? Negative. This is positive, this is negative. Okay. Two different signs, two directed numbers. Right. Two different signs, two directed numbers. This is very easy. If you know the method. Right? Two different numbers. So two different signs. Just forget the signs. Now think like this. Forget the signs. Take the two numbers. Take the two numbers out. 1 and 5. Okay, 1 and 5. What is the biggest number? Biggest number is 5. I have two different signs, so that I need to subtract them. Right? I have two different signs, so that I need to subtract them. Right? So what is the biggest number? 5. Smallest number 1. Get the subtraction. 5 minus 1. 5 minus 1. 5 minus 1 are 4. Right? Now, what is the sign of this 4? What is the sign of this 4? What is the biggest number of that numbers? Biggest number is 5, 5 is the biggest number. Okay. what is the sign of the biggest number? Sign of the biggest negative. So your answer will be -4. Right? -4. Right? -4. Correct. So that is how you are going to build logic to get the answers. Correct? You need to think logically. Correct? You need to think logically. Yes. Correct. Right. Right. So let's go for the next one. Nah? I will clear the board.
Excuse me, sir.
Originate.
So, sir, in this, it says 1 minus 5, right? So
Yeah.
how can we like decide like it's +1 plus -5?
Normally, are we going to put, right? Are we going to mention plus sign in front of a normal number? Or we keep it like this?
We keep it like this.
Yeah. No. Normally, we are not going to write the positive sign in front of a normal number. Actually, when it is for positive.
Yes, sir.
So, can you understand now this theorem? Still, you are confused? Let me know.
No, sir, I'm confused with the negative one. Like in the question, it says 5x minus 5. I read it as -5, not -5.
5 upon x minus 5.
Yeah, like subtracting.
Yeah, subtracting. Yes. Subtract is it is automatically becomes -5. The thing is, it is something like this. So I can write now up to this step you can understand up to this step there.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. I understand your question, right? So Uda, right? You have done the summation of two directed numbers, ne? Summation of two directed numbers, ne? Or addition of two directed numbers, right? So here we have -5, right? 1 minus 5 or 1 negative 5 or something like that or 1 negative 5. I can tell me the answer for this one. Sign conversion. Negative, sorry, positive multiplied by negative. What is the sign?
Negative.
Negative. Okay. And so this is +1. This is +1. And I can write this negative like how? I can write this negative plus -5. Am I correct or wrong?
Correct, sir.
Did you
Oh,
got
wait. Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
correct?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome. Because Buddha, if you want positive into negative, it becomes automatically negative. So this is it. Means, so we have simplified that. Correct? So we can take this as a already -5 because in front of this number we have a negative sign. So it automatically becomes a negative now. So doesn't matter. Either good. Don't think too much. Right? In front of any given number, you have negative sign now. That is unwanted negative. Definitely negative. Keep that in mind. So -4 is the answer. Right? Seventh one. Now in a rainy day, 40% of the students of a class were absent. ඔයාලා වගේ තමයි. හරි. වහින දවසට ක්ලාස් එකේ මොකෙක්වත් නැහැ. හරි. ඉස්කෝලේ යන්නෙත් නැහැ. අපි වැස්සනේ අපි එන්නේ නැහැ ඉස්කෝලේ අපිට බෑ. අපිට පුළුවන් නේ. නේද අපි එන්නේ. අපිට පුළුවන් ගණන් හොඳට පුළුවන්, right? විද්‍යාව හොඳට පුළුවන්, ඉංග්‍රීසි හොඳටම පුළුවන්, right? Because you guys are English medium students. හරිද? ඇත්තට මම කියන්නේ ඉංග්‍රීසි මීඩියම් කරන පුතාලා තමයි කියන්නේ. ඒගොල්ලෝ තමයි right? ඒගොල්ලෝ you guys have a privilege. හරිද? මොකද්ද මන්ද privilege කියන්නේ මොකක්ද පුතා? මම දන්නේ නැහැ, right? But it is the suitable word. You guys have a privilege. Right? Privilege to study in English. හරි. ඔයගොල්ලෝ පොඩ්ඩක් ඉන්නේ upper level එක with compared to the others too. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි පොරවල් කියලා ගන්න එපා. Yes, right? But you should have a නිහතමානී, right? නිහතමානී ආඩම්බරය. හරිද? So, ඒ කියන්නේ you should be proud of yourselves because I am doing English medium. හරි. ඔයාලා dial තමයි. හරිද? So, be a real dial. හරිද? Real පොරක් වෙන්න. හරි? Okay. So, පුතා මෙතන 7th one එක. In a rainy day, 40% of the students were absent of the class. If 30 students were present, right? If 30 students were present that day, find the total number of students in that class. Now, in this question, you need to build some logic. Now think. Now there is a class. There is a class like this. Right? There is a class like this, right? And 40% of the 40% of the people. So this is 40%, right? 40% of the people were absent. If this is the absent people, this side represent the present people, present people. Can anyone tell me what is the percentage of present people? What can anyone say me? Right?
60.
60. Because absent persons are 40%. 40% absent. So present people are 60%. 60%. So that 60 plus 40, 100. Okay. Super. Nearby. Great. And then they are telling if 30 students were present. 30 students were present. So this 60% represent 30 students. This 60% represent 30 students. Now they are asking find the total number of students in that class. Find the total number of students in that class. Now how you are going to approach for this? Approach in. Oh, Vidusha is sending me the answer. Right? Vidusha is sending me the answer. Right? Yes. Okay. So let's see. So now we are going to find minimum, right? 60% means 60% can be written down as minimum, right? 60. What is the meaning of percent? Right? What is the meaning of this percentage mark? Meaning of this percentage mark kiyanne, here you have at the middle you have 1. At the middle you have 1. Here you have 1 0. Here you have another 0. Percentage mark means 100. 1 0 0. 1 0 0. That means 100. 60 divided by 100. 60 divided by 100. Huh? 60 divided by 100. Right. Now, Buddha, this 60%, right? This percentage or this fraction represent 30 students. Right? This fraction represent 30 students. Now, we need to find full student in this class. So, how we are going to do that? We are going to find the full student in this class. So, Buddha, here we have 60 divided by 100. So, it is basically equal to 30 students. It basically includes 30 students. I will tell you an easy way to do this one as well, right? Patta easy vidya komata kiya. But for now, listen to this one. This is how we are going to make logic to find this. Right? 60% represent 30 students. So, Buddha, I need to find for complete one. This is a fraction. This is a fraction. This is a fraction. So, I need to make sure that this one becomes my 100%. Right? I need to make sure that this one becomes my 100%. So, Buddha, I need to find this for another 40. Or else we can do this one. Right? Or else I need to make sure that this side I have number 1, complete number 1, because this is a fraction. Right? I need to find for complete number 1 to get the whole number of students. To get the whole number of students. So, Buddha, what am I going to do this? Right? What am I going to do this? I am going to multiply this side by 100. Right? So, I need to multiply this side by 100 also. Right? So 100 to 100 gone, 100 to 100 gone. Now I have only 60. Right? Now 60 represents 30 students multiplied by 100. So if I want to make sure that I have 1 in this side, what you have to do? If you want to obtain complete number 1 on this side, what you have to do? You have to divide this by 60, this side by 60, and you have to divide this side by 60. So 60 times 1, 60 times 1. So it will give you complete 1 divided by 1, 1. And so you can simplify this. 0 to 0, 3 times 1, 3 times 2. Right? 2 times 50, 100. Right? So in the full class means complete number 1. Right? Complete number 1. Right? Full class, you have 50 students. Right? 50 students are there. Or else you can use another way. Right? Very simple way. Look at the board. Right? Right. Yeah. Right? So you can represent this percentage in another way. So that way is this. This is the method 2. This is the method 1. So here I will write full class, right? Student in full class, right? I will write here present student in the class. Students who present. Right? So this is the students in full class, and the other one is students present. So in the full class, how many students are there as a percentage, right? So if I divide this full class into 100 equal parts, there are 100 students. Right? Out of this 100 students, how many students present as a percentage? Out of this 100 students, how many students present on this day, on this rainy day? May present 60%, right? So the students who present at that day is 60, right? As a percentage, as a percentage. Out of this 100, 60 student present as a percentage. Right? But actually, how many students were there? Actually, how many students were there? 30 students. So, actually, right, this is as a percentage. Right, this is as a percentage. Actual, right? Actually, right? Actually, how much of students present? X number of students, right? X number of students present, right? Sorry, 30 number of students present. And they are asking us, right, how many number of students are there in the full class actual. So you have to find this. So how you are going to find this? So you can divide 100 by x, right? You can divide 100 by x, 60 by 3, 60 by 30, right? 60 by 30. So you can find x here. You can find the value of x here, right? You can find the value of x here. So how you are going to find the value of x, right? This is like this. So you are going to multiply this side by x, right? This side by x, right? And also this side by x, right? So you are going to remove x in this side, right? X to x, and now you have 100 equals 60 divided by 30, right? 30 times x, right? 0 to 0, 3 times 1, 3 times 2. Now you have here 100 equals 2 times x. 100 equals 2 times x. Now how you are going to find the value of x? You need to divide this side by 2. You need to divide this side by 2. 2 times 1, 2 times 1. Right? 2 times 1, 2 times 50. So your answer will be, right? So the actual students x equals 50. Right? So the same answers may occur. Here 50 students, here also 50 students. So both ways gives you the same answer. Right? Right. Okay, guys. Today I will give you a 5-minute break. I will give you a 5-minute break. මම පොඩි break එකක් දෙන්නම්. හරිද? Now we have 8 term, right? We have 8 term. So now this is a inequality, right? You have to represent it on the number line. Correct? So write the solution of x when x is an integer. When x is an integer, right? Of x greater than 3. X greater than 3. Okay. And represent the answer using a number line. Correct? So first of all, let's write down the integer answer first. Alright, let's first of all write down the integer answer first. Alright, so here you have some inequality like this. When we have x greater than 3. What is the biggest side of this now? Now here you have this inequality greater than mark. Which side is the greatest? The biggest one. How we are going to identify which side is the biggest, which side is the smallest? How we are going to identify that? Right? By looking at the mouth of this inequality sign. By looking at the sign of this, inequality sign, you can monitor, you can see where you have the mouth open. Mouth open. Mouth open to side x. Mouth open to side x. And point, this point point is for 3. Point directed to 3. So your right hand side is smaller. Left hand side, the mouth open side is bigger. Right? Mouth open side is bigger. And you can have the integer values for x. You can have the integer values for x. Alright? So the x is greater than 3. That is the meaning of this. Right? If you want, you can write. Right? X is greater than 3. So you can write down the solutions for x like this. Right? X can be, right? X can be 4. Starting from 4, right? Because 4 is greater than 3. 4 is greater than 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, dot, dot. Right? 3 dots at the end. Right? 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Dot. What is the meaning of these dots? This number set continues up to the infinity. Ananteta veno. Ananteta veno. Right? This value set continues up to the infinity. Right? This value set continues up to the infinity. That is the meaning of these 3 dots. When you are writing your answer for this kind of a question, you need to mention this, right? At the end, you have to mention 3 dots. So, now I am going to represent these solutions, right? These integers on a number line. Let's see. Now, this is my number line. So, all of these are positive values. So, I will start from like -1. -1, here you have -2 as well, right? And 0. And here you have 1, here you have 2, here you have 3, here you have 4, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Blah, blah, blah. Now, always x is greater than 3, right? X is greater than 3. 3 is the minimum number, but x is not equal to 3. X is greater than 3. Greater than 3 now, so I should begin from the integer 4. 4, 5, 6, 7. You need to color these numbers. You need to color these numbers, okay? By using a complete highlighted dot. 4, 5, 6. These are the solution for this inequality. Okay. So you have to do only this part and this part, right? I forgot to tell you. If your answers are correct, right, you will get 2 marks for each one. Right, you will get 2 marks for each one. If your this answer is correct, you will get 2 marks for each and every question in the part 1. You will get 2 marks. Right. So let's go to the next one. Supiriganathin. Right. I will do that here. Right. 9th one. So Buddha, it says a type of sweet made by mixing flour and sugar. Right. Flour and sugar in the ratio 2 to 1. Right. Okay. I am going to write it. Flour to sugar. So this is my ratio. So Buddha, you know how to write this. Flour to sugar, right? The ratio 2 to 1. Right? 2 to 1. 2 to 1. Right? Then let's read the rest. While sugar and margarine in the ratio of 1 to 5, there is another quantity, margarine. So I have to write it here. Because sugar to margarine, they have given another ratio. Flour to sugar 2 to 1. Sugar to margarine 1 to 5. Okay? 1 to 5. 1 to 5. Ah, right. Now I have a relationship. මෙතන පොඩි තියෙනවා relationship සම්බන්ධයක්. Right? Now flour to sugar and sugar to margarine. 2 to 1 and 1 to 5. Can you find any relationship between these two and these two? What is the common term? Common term මොකද්ද පොදු පදය මේකේ? මොකද්ද පොදු පදය for both of these ratios? Now think. Flour is not common. Margarine is not common. What about sugar? Make 1 to 1. Make 1 1.
Common.
Yeah, sugar is the common thing. So you are going to consider this part. Right? You are going to consider this sugar as the common term to make this two ratios concatenate. You are going to concatenate these two ratios, or you are going to connect these two ratios, right? Like on top of them each other. Right? ඔයාලා මේ දෙක concatenate කරන්න යන්න. හරි? By using what? By using this sugar quantity. මේ sugar එක භාවිතා කරලා you are going to concatenate them. Right? 1 1. Both of them are equal. So Buddha, I can write down. Right? I can write down flour to sugar to margarine ratio like this. 2 2. 1 here 1. So both of them are equal. So I can write 1 to 5. Because they are asking at the finally, right? Find the ratio of flour to sugar and margarine mixed to make the sweet. So you have to write find the total ratio, flour to sugar to margarine, 2 to 1 to 5. Very easy. You have to find the common term that you are going to connect. Then by using that, connect them. What is it? Right? 1 1. So no need to do anything. 1 1. So you have to concatenate them like this. 2 to 1 to 5. Right? So Buddha, this is it. Right. So next one. Now the 10th one. Right, 10th one. Now you have to read. Right? Now you have to read. I thought of a number. Right? I have thought of a number. Multiplied it by 2 and 5 was added. Multiply that number by 2, then I add 5 to it. Right? Okay. if the answer is 15, right? So the I have thought of a number, right? Mama hitala diyana number ekena. Then I am going to multiply it by 2 and add 5, and the final answer equals to 15. Now they are asking what is the number, right? What is the number? So Buddha, we have to build an equation. Neither we have to build an equation for this. How am I going to build an equation, right? So I will take the number as x, right? Right. Take the number as x. So this is the number that I thought x. Alright. So make it all vector. මේක තමයි හිතපු number එක. හරි. X. හරිද? I thought of a number x. Right? But I am not going to tell that number is this. Right? I thought of a number, it is x. I have taken it as x. Right? Now, secondly, multiplied it by 2. Right? Right? So I am going to multiply that number by 2. Multiply it by 2. Make 2 times x. Multiplied it by 2. Right? So this is it. I will do this step by step. Multiply by 2. Right? 2 times x. Right? And adding 5. Adding 5. Right? So the 2 times x means 2x. Okay. So 2x plus 5. Okay. I am going to add to this number 5. Right? So this is what they have said. And the final answer equal to 15. So then 2x plus 5 equals to 15. Right? Now they are asking what is x? So you know how to do this, ne? You know how to find the value of x, ne? Right? For me, 2x plus 5 equals 15. You know how to find the value of x, right? Ne? Very easy. So here I have plus 5, right? Plus 5. I need to remove that plus 5 from my left hand side in order to find the value of fx. When you are taking this positive 5 to this side, right? When you are removing this positive 5 from this side, what you have to do? The opposite thing. Right? 2x plus 5. Opposite thing of positive 5 is what? Negative 5. Now think, negative 5. So if I negate 5 from my left hand side, I need to do the same thing for my right hand side as well. 15 minus 5, right? Supil. Positive 5, negative 5. Cancel out, cancel out. Right? Now I have only 2x. 2x equals 15 minus 5. 10. So, Dami, very easy, 2x equals 10. What is x? Nothing. You have to divide both sides by 2. Because this 2x means 2 multiplied by x. 2x means 2 multiplied by x. Multiplying it. If you want to remove 2 from here, what you have to do? The opposite thing of multiplication. Make 2 multiply. I want to remove 2. I want to remove 2. It is here as a multiplication. What is the opposite thing of multiplication? Divide. Divide by what? Divide by 2. 2 times 1, 2 times 1. So both sides you have to divide by 2. 2 times 1, 2 times 1. X equals 10 divided by 2, 5. This is the number that I have thought. 5. Right? X is 5. Done. Right? What is here? So Uda, you need to always may think. You need to always build logic by yourself. හැමතිස්සෙම ඔයත් එක්ක තරක කර. ගානත් එක්ක නෙමෙයි ඔයත් එක්ක තරක කර. මෙහෙම වුණොත් මොකද්ද මං කරන්නේ? මෙහෙම වුණොත් මොකද? Yes, most of you guys have sent me the answer. Right. So let's go for next one. So Buddha, 11th one. Right. 11th one. Write the order of rotational symmetry of a square. පට්ටලේසි නෙමෙයි. So Buddha, here you have an vertex here. Right? Here you have one vertex. If you rotate A, B, C, D, right? If you rotate this, I will tightly catch from A and I will rotate this square 360 degrees, right? From here to here. One time completed. One round completed, right? And it is coincided each other, right? Right? And also this one. One turn and one turn. And around this one, again one turn. Right? How many vertices are there? 4 vertices. It is also same. Or else, right? There is another way. This is a square. How many symmetrical axes are there for the square? Can anyone tell me how many symmetrical axes are there for the square? You need to. Super. 4.
4.
Yeah, 4. Yes. You guys are giving me the answer. Super. So I am going to mark the first symmetrical axis. So this one. Right? Okay. Now I am going to rotate the square around this symmetrical axis. Right? So if I rotate this one, right, 180 degrees, it will coincide with the same picture. It will coincide with the same square around this one. Right? So one order is there. Right? If I use this symmetrical axis, I am going to rotate around this. Right? It will again coincide around this axis. 2 axes are there. Then diagonal. Around this diagonal, I am going to rotate 160 and 180 and 360. And if I rotate, it will again coincide each and every vertices. Right? Each and every vertices again it coincide. Right? And there is another symmetrical axis. And I'm going to rotate around this one as well. 180 degrees, 380 degrees, 360 degrees, right? Again, around this one as well, it is coincided each and every vertex. So the symmetrical, yes, they are asking about the rotational symmetry, right? Rotational symmetry is 4 because we have 4 symmetrical axes. 4 symmetrical axes. Are there? Fine. Keep that in your mind, na? For rectangle, how many symmetrical axes are there? Please put a message. Yeah, it should be 2, Hari. Not 4. It should be 2. Hari, it should be 2 because rectangle, not a square. Make right rectangle. Only 2 symmetrical axes are there. If I divide this by half, I can rotate around this, right? So that here, 180 degrees and 360 degrees, all the vertices are coincided each other, right? And the other one, this around this axis, I am going to rotate, right? 180, 360. All the vertices are coincide. But diagonal around diagonals, I am going to rotate around this one, right? Right? This one and this one, right? This vertex and this vertex, are they coincide each other? If you rotate for 180 degrees, no. You have to rotate it for 360 degrees, full round, in order to get the coincide, right? If you rotate this around this diagonal 180, it will never coincide each other. Harit, it will never coincide. Again, so your answer should be symmetrical order would be to this for this one, right? For a rectangle, symmetrical rotational symmetry. Would be 2 for this one. And these things are very extra things. Write 3/5 as a decimal. Write 3/5 as a decimal. So how you are going to write 3/5 as a decimal? What is it? Right? You can use the long division. You can use the long division, or you can use the decimal lessons knowledge as well. Decimal lessons knowledge as well. So Buddha, how we are going to do? Right? You can use 2 methods. Right. I will use the decimals lesson method to convert this. Right. I hope you know how to use the long division to convert this into a decimal. Right. Now, look at the board. So Buddha, this is 3/5. Right. In the denominator, you have 5. In the denominator, you have 5. And you know, when you have something like this number 5, and you know how to divide the given number by 10, and how to divide the given number by 100, how to divide the given number by 1000. Right? Refresh your knowledge. How we are going to, yeah, so right, most of you guys have sent me the answer, right? Situmini, that is also correct, but yes, you guys are missing the easiest point, right? ඔයාලා miss කරගෙන තියෙනවා ලේසිම දේ. හරිද? This is the way පුතා. හරි? Most of you guys are telling you are going to convert 5 into 100. හරිද? Right? You are going to convert 5 into 100. Why go for 100? Right? Sanugi has sent me you are going to convert 5 to 10. Yes, that should be the way. හරිද පුතා? So if you have a fraction like this and the denominator you have some number like this in the denominator, right? In the denominator you have something like this, right? You are going to first check whether that denominator can be easily converted into 10, or then you have 100, or then you have 1000, right? So you have to check these three first, right? When you consider the denominator. In the denominator you have 5. In the denominator you have 5, right? Now check. Can you easily convert 5 into 10? Yes, nay? Yes. If you cannot, you go for 100. Then if you cannot, you go for 1000. Understood? So that is how you are going to logic by yourself. You are going to make the logic by yourself. 3 upon 5 ne. 3 upon 5. You consider your denominator. It is 5 ne. So it is 5 ne. Okay. So how am I going to convert my 5 into easily to 10? Can I convert 5 into 10? Yes. If you cannot, you go for 100. Also, if you cannot, you go for 1000. But you can convert 5 into 10 easily. You have to check this. Keep this in your mind when you are writing down the decimal, right? Fraction as a decimal, right? When you want to convert fraction into a decimal, so you are going to use this way. Right? This is kind of a short note. Make a short note. You are going to check whether your denominator can be converted into 10, converted into 100 to 1000, right? If you cannot convert it to 10, you look for 100. If you cannot do that, you go for 1000. This will be okay sometimes. Sometimes this might be okay. Okay? Sometimes the first one might be okay at the first time. This is something like this. Here you have 5. So, 3 upon 5. You are going to multiply both numerator and denominator, right? By 2. 5 times 2, 10. Done. Uda, how the unmute line? Can you please mute? No, you will get the same answer, Kausitumini, right? So you will get the same answer if you convert this number into 100 as well, right? You should have the answer as 0.5 finally, right? But this is the easiest way. 5 times 2, 10. 2 times 3, 6. Right? You know how to divide the given number by 10. You know how to how to divide the given number by 100. You know how to divide the given number by 1000. Easiest way. Now here you have 6. Now think the steps that I am telling you is right very important. Now think. Here I have 6. Where you have your decimal point on this 6. In the right hand side. Method. here you can have the decimal point originally, right? Now, what is the number that you are going to divide by? What is the number that you are going to divide by? It is 10. 10. 10. How many zeros are there for 10? How many zeros are there for 10? Kian, how many zeros are there for 10?
One.
1. Right? So, Buddha, you are going to divide ne? If you are dividing a given number by 10, you are going to jump to your which hand side? You are going to jump your decimal point to left hand side, right? So how many times you are going to jump? How many times you are going to jump?
1.
Yeah, 1. Here you have 1 0. So you are going to jump to your left hand side only one time, right? So your decimal point comes to this place. So Buddha, in front of this decimal point, you have to put 0. So your final answer will be 0.6. 0.6. Now this is important. Shall I give you another example? Now you are going to divide 6 by 100. Right? Now you are going to divide 6 by 100. Now here you have 6. Where is your decimal point? In this point. Right? You are going to divide. Divide now you are going to jump to your left hand side. To your left hand side. How many times you are going to jump? How many zeros are there? 2 zeros. So you are going to jump 2 times. 1, 2. What is the number that I need to put inside this empty place? You need to put 0.
0.
Yeah. So your decimal point is here. In front of the decimal point as well, you have to put 0. So your answer will be 0.06. So 0.06. Right? Keep this in mind. So these are the easiest way that you can use. Yes. Most of you guys have sent me the answer. Super. Alright. So මේ paper එකේ discuss කරා කියන්නේ මේ part 1 එක discuss කරා කියන්නේ ඔයාලා paper 3ක් විතර කරා වගේ තමයි හරි. මම ගණන් එන ගොඩක් දෙයක් discuss කරනවා right. වටේම අරගෙන මම ඔයාලට කියලා දෙනවා. හැම තැනින්ම කෑලි බෑලි අරගෙන decimal lesson එකෙන් percentage lesson එකෙන් right. So on and so. හරිද? Right. මේ තනිකරම we have used fraction lesson fraction lesson and also the decimal lesson. Two lessons have been covered. Are okay with it? Maybe important point. Right. සමහර මන්දේල පුතා මේ මම දන්නවා පේපර් ක්ලාස් කියලා ඉලා වෙනම සල්ලිත් අරගෙන හරිද ඊට පස්සේ මේ පේපර්ස් මෙච්චරක් සාකච්ඡා කරනවා දවස් 3 කියලා ධම්මට වැඩක් නැහැ මටත් මේක සාකච්ඡා කරන් ගියාකි දඩබඩ ගාලා වැඩක් නැහැ පුතා ඔයාලා හිතන්න දන්නේ නැත්නම් හරි ඒකයි මං full explanation එකක් දෙන්නේ හරිද හරි okay 13th one 13th one a equals right something like this letters of the word kataragam right now this is from the lesson set are kulak right so what is the word we have kataragam ka the ra gama. How we are going to write this kataragama by using the set right so they are telling us a equals letters of the word kataragam right okay a equals letters of the word හතරගම. හරිද? So පුතා, when you are writing down an set, right? The basic thing that you need to know is you are going to write down your elements inside curly brackets, right? Inside curly brackets. Open curly bracket, close curly bracket. And second one, you are going to separate your elements by using comma, 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 comma. Keep that in your mind. Alright. So Uda, how we are going to write down the letters of the Khataragama inside this curly bracket? Right? Most important thing that you need to understand is, right, this. Are we going to write the repeated elements? Yes or no? Yeah. No. So most of you guys have sent me the answer. Super. Yeah. Alright. Yeah. We are not going to write. Hi. Okay. Most of you guys have done. Know the thing. So what is the first letter here? K. So Akuta, I am going to write K here. Capital K. Then I have. So I will cut it. Now here we have. Here I have Hataragama. Right. So first letter is K. Now it is done. K. A done. T. Do we have T? No. So we have write T. H. We do not have H. Okay. A. Me. Here we have A. And here also we have A. So we are not going to write that inside this because already we have A. R? No. So I have write R here. Again A. We are not going to write A because I have here A. Right? No repeated element can be written down. Repeat කරන්න බෑ අපිට කිසිම element එකක්. We cannot repeat any element. So පුතා here G. There is no G, so we have to write A. We have it, so not going to write M. We do not have, so put M here. Doesn't matter. Cut down A. We have, so not going to write. So these are the elements. But this is not the answer, right? They are asking find NA. මොකද NA නෑ. නෑත් NA කියන්නේ නෑද? Right? What is this?
Number of elements.
Super. Number of elements of this A. Right? Meaning of this is we can refer. N means what? N means number. Right? Number of elements. Number of elements මොකේද? Which one? A. Number of elements of A. Right? Very simple. පුතේ මේක if you want you can write. Right? Meaning of this. මේක තේරුම තමයි. N means number of elements of A. So how many number of elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So your answer should be 7. Right? Right. Most of you guys have sent me the answer. Hi. So Buddha, great. You guys, ඔයාලා හොඳයි. ඔක්කොම මතකයි. ඇයි පුතේ මේ discussion class එක අපරාධ. ඕගොල්ලෝ මීටර් නෙමෙයි ඔක්කොම හරි. හරි? Super. නියමයි. හරි? So Buddha, 14th one. So let's go for 14. පුතේ ඔය ඉන්න ගමන් වතුර ටිකක් එහෙම බොන්නේ නැහැ. හරිද? වතුර තමයි ජාතික පානය. වෙන ඒවා කිහෙම්මල් බොන්න එපා. හරිද? මේ ඔයාලා සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අවුරුදු 30ක් විතර වෙනකොට අම්මලා නම් හොඳ හයි ශක්තියට ඉන්නවා. හයි අත්තේ ඉන්නවා. ඔයාලගේ අම්මලා අවුරුදු 50ක් 60ක් විතර වෙනකල්ලා හොද්දට ඉන්නවා. හරිද? ඇයි එයාලා හොඳ කෑමනේ ගන්නෙ? ඔයාලා මොනවද ගන්නෙ? වතුර නම් ජීවිතේට බොන්නේ නැහැ. මොනවද බොන්නේ? බීම, හරිද? කඩජෝරු ඒවනේ බොන්නේ. එතකොට ඔයාලා ඉක්මනට ආච්චි අම්මලා එනවා. සීයලා වෙනවා මේ වයසට යනවා. වයසට නෙමෙයි අවුරුදු 30ක් විතර යනකොට. ආච්චි අම්මලා සීයලා වෙලා ඉවරයි. හරිද? රයිට් පුතේ. ඒකින්ද හැමතිස්සෙම ඔයාලා පාඩම් කරනකොට වතුර බොන්න. හරිද? හැමතිස්සෙම ඔයාලා පාඩම් කරනකොට වතුර බොන්න. වතුර බිව්වම ඔයාලගේ මතකේ හැමතිස්සෙම හොඳට මේ වැඩ කරනවා. හරිද? ගොඩක් දේවල් මතක ඉන්නවා. නිින්ද යන එක අඩු වෙනවා. නිින්ද යන්නේ නැත්තේ නෑ. නිින්ද යන එක අඩු වෙනවා. හරිද? ඊට පස්සේ මොලේ තෙතමනය වැඩි වෙනවනේ. මොලේ තෙතමනය වැඩි වෙනකොට මොලේ නිකන් අර වේලෙන්නේ නැහැ. හරිද? So brain functions will be in a super efficiency. හරිද? හොඳටම ස්පීඩ් එකකින් තියෙනවා brain functions ටික. මොකද මොලේ හැමතිස්සෙම තෙතයි. ඒකට වතුර ඕනේ වැඩ කරා. හරිද? ඒක වේලුනොත් කේස්. හරිද? ඒ නිසා drink more water. හරි. ඔය ඊට පස්සේ පොඩක් චූබර එනවා තමයි. ඒතර ගිහිල්ලා දාලා ඩක් ගාලා එන්න. හරිද? ඒක වෙනම එකක්. ඒතකොට හොඳයි ඇඟට. හරිද? හරිද? ඒක වෙනම කතාවක්. චූබර එනවා ගිහිල්ලා මේ ඩක් ගාලා චූබර ආවා. ඉවරනේ. ගෙදරනේ ඉන්නේ. ක්ලාස් වෙන ෆිසිකල් ක්ලාස් එක නෙමෙයිනේ. හරිද? එතකොට අවුලක් නැහැ. ඒ කියන්නේ එහෙම වෙනවා කියන මම හොඳට නිරෝගී. හරිද? ඇඟේ තියෙන විස ඔක්කොම අයින් වෙනවා. ඇඟේ තියෙන විස ඔක්කොම යනවා අරවත් එක්ක. හරිද? මොනවත් ඉතුරු වෙන්නේ නැහැ වතුර බිව්වා. හරිද? ඒක තමයි වතුර වලින් කරන්නේ. ඇඟේ තියෙන විස සහ මේ වැඩි රස්නේ අයින් කර. ටික ටික. හරි? ඒවා පොඩ්ඩක් ඔළුවට දාගන්න. හරි. Okay. 13. So we are going for the 14. Right? Right. So Buddha, the volume of a cuboid, not a cube, but a cuboid. Cuboid කියනකොට ඔයාලගේ ඔළුවට එන්න ඕනේ. What is a cuboid? මොකද්ද cuboid එක කියන්නේ? Right. So I will draw. All the faces like rectangular faces. Sorry. Cuboid is something like this. Length, breadth and height are different each other. So now this is a cuboid. Right. So let's read the question. The volume of a cuboid is 160 මොකද්ද මේ තියෙන්නේ? Centimeter to the power 3. Can you say another name for that?
Cubic centimeters.
Super. Near. Cubic centimeter. Sorry. So පුතා මේ තියෙන්නේ centimeter to the power 3. We are calling this cubic centimeters. Right, cubic centimeters. Okay. 160 meter 60 cubic centimeter is the volume. Make a volume measure 160 cubic centimeters. Right. So if the length and breadth is 4 centimeter and 5 centimeter respectively. Okay. So I will say this is length, this is breadth, and this is height. Right. So Buddha, right, length have been given as 4 centimeters and breadth is 5 centimeters respectively. Right. Breadth 5 centimeters respectively. Find its height. So we have to find what is h. We do not know that. So Buddha, they have given something to us. That is the point that we need to start this question. Right? To answer this question, they have given something. Volume of this cuboid is equal to 160 cubic centimeters. That is the only point that you need to start this question. Right? To answer the question, this is the point that you need to start with. So we are going to write how you are going to find the volume? Volume of a cuboid. Volume of a cuboid equals 160 cubic centimeters. 160 cubic centimeters. Are there? Now, how we are going to write the volume of a cuboid? By using length, breadth, and height. By using length, breadth, and height. So you can write volume of a cuboid like this. I am going to multiply length into breadth into height. Right? Into breadth into height. So this is my volume of the cuboid and it is equal to 160 cubic centimeters. Right. Now, Buddha, we can substitute L equals 4 centimeters and B equals 5 centimeters instead of L and B respectively. So we need to find H. We are going to find Meka. This one. Right? We know L, we know B. Right? I am going to substitute 4 centimeters and 5 centimeters for this L and B. Right? Now look at the group. Right? So Buddha, instead of L, I am going to substitute 4 centimeters multiplied by, here you have B. B equals 5 centimeters. Right? Now this is okay, B. Right? This is B. This is L. And we have to find what is H. And it is equal to 160 cubic centimeters. So Buddha, if you want, you can simplify this here. 4 times 5, 20. 4 times 5, 20. Centimeter into centimeter. Centimeter into centimeter. What? Yeah, most of you guys have centimeter. Yeah, super. Right? Okay. Okay, I'm receiving some answers. But so centimeter into centimeter. What is the final answer? Centimeter into centimeter. One single name. Yeah.
Centimeter square.
Centimeter square, or we can say square centimeters. Square centimeters, like cubic centimeters, we can say square centimeters. So Guna, this is square centimeters multiplied by h equals 160 cubic centimeters. Alright. So this is very easy. So Guna, I will write this here. Alright. Right. Now I want to find h name. So I am going to divide both sides by 20 square centimeters. I am going to remove 20 square centimeters from my left hand side, so that I need to divide both sides by 20 square centimeters, like 20 to 20, square centimeter to square centimeter. In my left hand side, I have h. Now here, here you have 3 centimeters, right? Cubic centimeters, right? Centimeter to the power 3. Here I have centimeter to the power 2. So I can cut this square centimeters to this 3, right? Only one unit of centimeter will be remain. So your answer will be in centimeter, because one length equals to centimeters in it. So okay, L equals 4 centimeters, B equals 5 centimeters. It should be centimeters, right? So this is sigma. Unit of h should be also centimeters because it is a length. 160 divided by 20 makes 0 to 0. 16 divided by 2, 8. Done. Nothing. Right. 15th one. But 15th one. So the 15th one minus 14 to the power 3. Sorry, not minus 4, minus 4. Minus 4 to the power 3. What is the meaning of this? Right? So you need to multiply minus 4. You need to multiply minus 4 repeatedly 3 times. You need to multiply minus 4 repeatedly 3 times. Right? That is how we are going to expand this. Right? So I will write it like this. Minus 4 into minus 4 into minus 4. This is how we are going to expand. Minus 4 has been repeatedly multiplied 1, 2, 3, 3 times. That is the meaning of this. Not this minus 4 multiplied by 3. This is totally wrong. Right? Minus 4 repeatedly, repetitively multiplied by 3 times. That is the meaning of that. That is how we are going to read this. Right? So, Buddha, you can get the answer for this. First of all, sign. Minus into minus. Minus into minus, positive. Minus into minus, positive. Positive into minus. Positive into minus. Minus, ne? Positive into minus, negative, right? So, whatever, right? Negative into negative, positive. In another ways. Negative into negative, positive. Right? Positive into negative, negative. So your answer should be negative. 4 into 4. 4 into 4. I think you can remember the multiples of 4 නේ. මතක නැත්තම් පාඩම් කරගන්න. කෙටි ක්‍රම නම් මතක තියාගන්න එපා. කෙටි ක්‍රම අර ඇඟිලි නම් වල 9 චක්‍රය ගන්නවා. ඇඟිලි නමන විදිහ මතක තියාගන්න තව ටිකක් මතකේ යොදන්න එපා. නේද? දැන් ඇඟිලි කොහොමද නමන්නේ බා? නම වරක් චක්‍රය ගන්න. ඒක ඔයා ආයෙ මතක තියාගන්න ඕන. ඊට වැඩි ලේසි නැද්ද මේක by heart කරන එක? හරි? හොඳට ස්ටඩි කරන එක multiplication table එක. If I ask you the multiplication table anywhere, right? At once you need to tell. When you are going to grade 9, right? 2 to 12 multiplication table. Right? If I ask what is 9 times 8? 72. Done. You are right. කෙටි ක්‍රම මතක තියාගන්න එපා 9 9 වරක් 8 මේකේ 7යි මේකේ 2යි 72යි. එහෙම එපා. ඒ පොඩි ක්‍රමේ මතක තියාගන්න ඔයා තව එකක් මතක තියාගන්න කොහොමද මම ඇඟිලි නමන්නේ කියලා හරිද එහෙම කෙටි ක්‍රම නෑ ඒවට කෙටි ක්‍රම මතක තියාගන්න තිබා ඔයාලා හින පට්ට කම්මැලි වෙනවා ඒවට හරිද හරි so Buddha negative into negative positive positive into negative negative so your answer is negative 4 times 4 16 16 into 4 16 into 4 64 hari so this is the answer Buddha again we have a scale diagram thing maybe a map is drawn to the scale of 1 to 200 so I will do it somewhat fast so you guys know I have done it early මම ඒක කලිනුත් කරා හරිද so the same pattern you have to do now look at the board and focus what I am doing right 16th one 16th one a map is drawn to 1 to 200 can you remember the steps that I told you earlier left hand side what is the length it is the scale length right hand side actual super actual so Buddha if you want to write a ratio your left hand side and right hand side both should be in the same unit harida so here you have centimeters next so Buddha I can write 1 centimeter represent 200 centimeters 200 centimeters so then you can convert 1 centimeter represent 200 centimeters right you are going to convert this mulli into IR which is meters you need to divide 200 by 100 in order to convert centimeter into meter. So, 0 to 0, 0 to 0. 1 centimeter, by using 1 centimeter, you are going to represent 2 meters. Now, they are asking find the actual length represented by 5 centimeters. 5 centimeters. Scale length mean centimeters. 1 centimeter multiplied by 5, and then you have to multiply this 2 meter by 5 as well. Right? 1 centimeter by 5 centimeter. So, Puta, 5 centimeter represent the actual length of 10 meters. Are the it's right. If you know the method, you can do this. Vidusha me sulu karati waradda. නේද Vidusha? එක්ක මාරු කරා මොකක් හරි. Right? So guys, my scale length is very easy. So you have to make logics by yourself. Right? Super. Okay, buddy. Next one, 17th one. I will do this in my right hands. Hi. 17. Right. What they are saying, in the triangle ABC, we have a triangle like this. We have a triangle like this. And the height has been given. Yes, no. Right. So here you have A, here you have B, here you have C. And the base length is 8 centimeters. Base length is 8 centimeters. And here you have D. And this is the point D. Point D. So, they are asking in the triangle ABC, the area is 24 square centimeters. You know how to do this one. Area is 24 square centimeters. Then, and the length of the side BC is, yes, the basement is 8 centimeters. Base is 8 centimeters. Find the length of side AD. Find the length of side AD. So, AD length what is called AD of a triangle? Right? What is called AD? It is called height. Or else we can say altitude. I think you can remember නේද? මතක හොඳයි නේ මං හිතනවාට මතක ඇති කියලා. හරි? මේකට කියනවා height එක. Or else we can say, right? This AD is called height. මේවා උගන්වනවා පුතේ හරිද? Height, or we can say altitude, right? Right? Both of them are refers to height. Right? We are going to find AD, height. So I will take it as H. Right? AD as H. So AD equals H. I will take this. Right? AD equals H. So I am not going to write two letters instead of H. Right? Okay. I am not sorry. I am not going to write two letters. Right? I am going to write one letter only. H. Right? Okay. So so you know how to represent the area of a triangle, eh? Area of a triangle. Right? In your exam also, you no need to write the word triangle each and everywhere. If you want to write area of a triangle, you can use the symbol area of a triangle. Nothing done. Area of a triangle. Area of a rectangle. Right? Area of a circle. Right? So on and so forth. Area of a square. Right? Area of a triangle can be written down as 1 upon 2, 1 upon 2, right? Base into h. Base is 8 centimeters, right? Into h. And you know the area of this triangle is 24 square centimeters. Area. Right? So you are going to find h. Right? So how you are going to find h? You need to equate this to 24 square centimeters. Well, so you can write. Sorry. I will do this area of a triangle, right? Area of this ABC triangle equals 24 square centimeters, right? Square centimeters, 24 square centimeters. Harida? And area of this triangle can be written down as half into basement, which is 8 centimeters, into 8h. So this is equal to 24 square centimeters. Now you know how to simplify this thing. You need to find h minimum. You need to remove 2, you need to remove 8. But you can simplify 2 and 8 here. Right? So I will write this separately so you guys can understand it clearly. හරිද? ඔයාලට පැහැදිලි වෙන්න ඕන ඉඳ මම එක separate විදියට ලියන්නම් මෙහෙම. Then I will do the simplification. Right? 2 times 1, 2 times 4. Right? 4 centimeters into h. So in my left hand side now I have 4 centimeters into h equals 24 square centimeters. Right? 24 square centimeters. Now if I want to find h, I need to remove this 4 centimeters, which is here as a multiplication. What is the opposite side of multiplication? Division. Right? Division. 4 centimeters. Cancel out, and I need to divide this side by 4 centimeters. Here we have centimeter square, centimeter to the power 2. Here I have centimeter to the power 1. So 1 can be cut down. So in the top, I have only 1 centimeter unit remaining. So 4 times 1, 4 times 6. So your h should be 6 centimeters. Right? Oh, finally you can write AD equals 6 centimeters. Done. When you are writing your answers, in the exam, right? Unit is needed. May unit කියන එක අනිවාර්යෙන් දාන්න ඕනේ පුතේ. හරිද? Otherwise you will get half of the marks. හරිද? ඔයාලට එන්නේ මේ yes, superb Sangeet, superb. Chantila, yes, all of you guys are sending me the correct answer. හරිද පුතේ නියමයි. Superb. හරි? මේ centimeter is needed. ඒ කියන්නේ unit is needed. Right? For your final answer. Final answer එක unit එක තිබ්බම වැඩි පුතේ. Other things no need. Final answer, yes, there should be the unit. Otherwise you get like half marks. Half marks will be losed. Right? Okay, keep that in your mind. Unit is needed. Right. 17th one. Let's go for 18th. 18th one. What is in solve? We have solved more equations right now. 18th. 2x plus 3 equals 30. Right? 2x plus 3 equals 30. Right? So you need to find the value of x. If you want to find the value of x, you need to remove 3. You need to remove 2. First of all, you are going to remove positive 3. If you want to remove positive 3 from your left hand side, this is positive 3, you need to do the opposite thing. So opposite thing for both of the sides, to left hand side and to the right hand side. Opposite thing. Positive 3, opposite thing is negative 3. Right? So I will negate 3 from both sides. 2x plus 3, negative 3 equals 30, negative 3, minus 3. 3 to 3 cancel out. In my left hand side, I have 2 times x equals 13 minus 3, 10. Right? 13 minus 3, 10. So, Buddha, I am going to divide both sides by now 2. Because I need to remove 2 from my left hand side. 2 multiply by x ne? Multiplication ne? Opposite thing is divide by 2. Both sides. 2 times 1, 2 times 1. 10 divided by 2, x equals 5. Right? Always you need to think, what is the opposite side of this? What is the opposite side of this? Harid. Okay, if you have any questions, you can excuse and ask. Excuse kala ahana prashna. Right. 19th one. Simplify 5 ton and 408 kilograms divided by 8. කොහොමද කරන්නේ? How we are going to do? There are two ways to do, but I will right now give you the easiest way. හරිද? So, first of all, I am going to convert this 5 ton and 408 kilograms into kilograms. 1 ton contains how many number of kilograms? Can anyone say? For 1 ton, right? How many number of kilograms are there for 1 ton?
1,000.
Yeah, super. 1,000. Somewhere send me answer as well. Let's see. Yeah, 1,000. So that is the thing that you need to remember. First, 1 ton equals 1,000 kilograms. Now here we have 5 tons and 408 kilograms. So Uta, 5 tons and 408 kilograms means here we have 5 tons. That means 5,000 kilograms. 5,000 kilogram plus 408 kilograms. 5,000 kilograms, 408 kilograms. All together we have 5,408 kilograms. This is the easiest way that you are going to do. Right? Now you are going to divide this by, right, 5,408 kilograms by 8. This is the easiest way. So you have to use the long division. Long division. Right? So you know how to use long division. Correct? 5,408 divided by 8. Yeah, divide by 8. Yes. So Uda, are there any 8s for 5? No. So we have to look for 54. Are there any 8s for 54? How many 8s? Again, how many 8s are there for 54?
7.
7.
6.
6 ne? There are 6 nail. Sure me? Right, there are 6. 8 times 6. 8 times 6, 48. ඔන්න ඕක තමයි පුතේ මම කිව්වේ. හරිද? You need to memorize your multiplication table very well from 2 to 12. හරිද? කෙටි ක්‍රම use කරන්න එපා. අහපු ගමන් දඩස් ගාලා උත්තරේ කියන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ when you are going to grade 9. හරිද? That is your one of the targets, right? That is one of the targets for you when you are going to grade 9 in 2026. හරිද? හරිද? Okay. 8 times 6, 48. Now get the subtraction. 6 neda. 6. Now here you have 0. Take this 0 down. Take this 0. How many 8s are there for 60? How many 8s are there for 60? Can anyone tell me? Yes, most of you guys are sending me the answer.
7.
Yeah, 7. Super. Right? 8 times 7. 50. 6. Get the subtraction. 4. 60 minus 56. 4. So take this 8 down. Take this 8 down. 8 times 48. Tanggal again. Tell me. Tanggal again.
6.
6. 8 times 6. 8 times 6, 48. Super. Yeah. 48 minus 48, 6. So what is the answer? So your answer should be, for this one, right? For the final answer, should be
676 kilograms.
Yes, kilograms. That is the most important point. The unit, right? If you divide this by 8, you will get 676 kilograms, right? Divide by 8. If you want to convert this monthly into IR, right? Chuti ekkena logu karana monthly into IR na, you have to divide it by 1000 if you want to convert it to ton. Neither. Shall I give it that to you? Right? So here you have 676 ne. පුතා එහෙම මතක තියාගන්න හරිද? එහෙම මතක තියාගන්න. This is monthly ne when it compares to ton. This is monthly. හරිද? You are going to convert monthly into IR. IR means ton, right? 1 ton includes 1000 kilograms. 1000 kilograms. 1 ton includes 1000. Right? Kilograms into ton. Mulli into IR. Mulli into IR. Divide. Mulli into IR and divide. IR into mulli now multiply. Right? Mulli into IR and divide. IR into mulli now multiply. That is the unit conversion happens. Right? That is how the unit conversion happens. Keep that in your mind. Right? So, Uda, may try to convert 676 kilograms into tons. How we are going to do that? Mulli into IR, right? Mulli into IR, kilogram is to ton. You need to divide. So divide by what? 1 ton equals 1000 kilograms. So Buddha, you have to divide 676 divide by 1000. You know how to do this, ne? Right? I told you earlier. You are going to divide. You need to jump to your left hand side. How many times? That is how you are going to logic, right? With yourself. I am going to divide. Divide now. I have to jump my decimal point to my left hand side. How many times? 1, 2, 3.
3.
Yes, super. Here I have 3 zeros. So I need to jump 3 times. So here I have 676. Originally my decimal point is here. So I am going to jump 1, 2, 3. So at the end, your decimal point comes to the in front of this 6, and in front of this decimal point, you have to put 0. So your final answer will be 0.676 tons. This one is an extra one, right? Sorry, sir. Negative. මේක එක්ස්ට්‍රා එකක්. හරිද? නැත්නම් වැඩක් නැහැ පුතේ. ඕක කරන්න නැතුව ගිහලා ඔය ගානේ වැඩක් නැහැ. හරි? Right. 20th one. 20th one, I will do it here. Remove brackets. Very interesting. මම කැමතිම ගණන් හරි. remove brackets, 3 times 2x minus 1. Alright. So Buddha, what is the meaning of bracket? What is the meaning of bracket? Vadikaranna. Right. Vadikaranna. Multiply. Right. Meaning of this bracket is Vadikaranna. Multiply. Multiply by which? Mukend? Multiply by which? By 3. You need to multiply this term and this term by which? Mukend? By 3. Very easy, right? First of all, you are going to multiply this term and this term. Right? Then you are going to multiply this term and this term. Then this is how you are going to remove the bracket. Equal mark. Is this 3 is a positive number or a negative number? Positive number or a negative number? This 3. 3 is a positive number or negative?
Positive.
Positive. Ne? So,
Positive.
yeah. So this is positive and this 2x positive or negative? That is the most important point that you need to understand. These 2 positive or negative? Now think. Kian?
Positive.
Super. Positive. So Buddha, both of these are positive. So positive into positive doesn't matter positive. Right. 3 times 2? 6x. Right? 6x. Right? Now here you have positive. Positive into negative. Positive into negative? Negative 3 times 1. 3. So Buddha, this is the answer. Right? This is how we are going to get the answer. Hari. So Buddha, I will give you another thing. Right? Extra one. Remove brackets of this one. Right. Tagala, send me the answer into the chat. Chat area on the answer. Tagala. Write it and do it. And send me the answer. I want to see who finishes first. Do it quickly. Tagala. Okay, Tisali has sent me to. Yes, you need to be very careful with your numbers. Huh? Amani, where is your X? Oh, I am getting a lot of answers. Right? Sahira, you have to check your answer. Yeah. Yeah, super. Right, great Pudelia. All right. Hari. I can't type my X. Okay. Super. For the Chandila, you have to check your answer like last time you have to check. Amadi, again you have to check the last term. Pute. Sign. Hari. So I will discuss this one. So Uda, what I told you earlier, you have to multiply these 2 terms first, then these 2 terms. First of all, simplify the signs. Right? Negative into negative, it is positive. Right? Then numbers. 3 times 2, 6x. 6x. Now this is done. Negative into positive. Addition never. Negative into positive. What is negative into positive? Negative into positive. Negative. What is the negative? Negative. 3 times 1, 3. Sign conversion. You need to keep in your mind. Ude liya gana sign conversion is right. You guys need to remember that. And ඒක චක්කර ඒක නිකන් බණපදයක් වගේ. හරිද? ඒක නිකන් අපේ කවුද? අපේ Muslim people, right? Like not like Buddhist නේ Muslim people. මොකද්ද? බයිබලේ. නෑ. කුරානේ මතක නෑ. හොඳේ. හරිද? ඒ වගේ right අපිට නම් මොකද්ද මේ ධම්මපදේ. බුද්ධාගමේ ධම්මපදේ. මේ ගණන් වල ධම්මපදේ. මේ ගණන් වල ධම්මපදේ. Sign conversion. Right? You need to remember this. Today, right? May sign conversion. How you are going to do the sign conversion? There are two things. Right? Right? When you are going to multiply, when you are going to divide, there are two things. So, Buddha, positive multiplied by positive. Right? Negative multiplied by negative. Positive multiplied by negative. Negative multiplied by positive. Equal mark, equal mark, equal mark, equal mark. Positive number multiplied by positive number. Final answer is positive. Negative number multiplied by negative number. Final answer is positive. Positive number multiplied by negative number, final answer is negative number. Negative number multiplied by positive number, answer is negative number. So the same thing applies here, right? Positive number divided by positive number. Negative number divided by negative number. Positive number divided by negative number divided by positive number. So same answers you will have. Only the operation changes. Only the operation changes. Right? Positive divided by positive, positive. Negative number divided by negative, negative. Sorry, positive. Positive number divided by negative number, negative. Negative number divided by positive, negative. So පුතා මේවා තමයි චක්කර that you have to remember. හරිද? මේවා මතක තියාගන්න. Very important for right your O levels, A levels and to the university as well. පට්ට වැදගත් දේවල්. හරිද? Okay පුතී. Right? දැන් ඕගොල්ලන්ට අමාරුත් ඇතිනේ. ඇයි පැය 3ක් විතර මේක අහන්න ඉඳලා